and welcome to the shift.
Welcome to the shift.
Yes, I'm Tina Davidson.
I'm Julie Matt. Welcome, welcome.
Yep, and we're in Julie's backyard, as
Woo!
you can see.
It's actually my front yard.
Oh,
Isn't that
amazing?
amazing?
It is
my front
gorgeous.
yard.
Absolutely
How lucky
gorgeous.
am I? So grateful.
Yes.
So grateful.
And the shift. Let's talk about the shift. Basically, the shift is a way of thinking. It's a way of acting. It is looking at yourself in the world through different eyes. And basically setting your intention for the day. And as hard as that might be to set an intention, let's say, to be happy and loving and nice to everybody you meet, is still an intention. And it's a different way to start your day.
It is.
Yeah. But we still don't see anything here. Don't know if you're actually seeing this.
I see that we were live 2 minutes ago. So I'm just going to sneak up to the camera just in case.
All right.
And look at both of our cameras to see if, oops, excuse me as I kick the camera. It seems to be frozen on you. Oh no, you're just not moving.
Oh!
So it says that it's live.
Yeah? Both are live?
It's live. You
Okay.
have a viewer.
I have a
yours
viewer.
is- So apparently it's live on yours.
Hi, whoever's out there.
Thank goodness.
Yes.
Thank goodness somebody's out there. So I don't know
Yes.
how to find it. So let's just talk.
Okay.
So we'll figure out. It should be on here somewhere, but
All right.
I can't find it.
So basically, there are 7 areas that Jules and I feel you can make very small little shifts in to completely change your course, to change your path.
Right.
I don't know if you know this, but my mom is a pilot.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and she told me that if you're off by 1 degree on your flight pattern, your flight plan, whatever it's
Right.
called, you could actually end up in another continent.
That's amazing.
Isn't it?
And so it's just a tiny little change
Tiny little change.
over consistent time, right?
Over consistent
Yeah.
time. And so we thought we would go over what these 7 areas are and maybe give just a couple little suggestions. But in the future, once we get this
sorted out, once we're experts,
yeah, and have this under
which
control,
is happening.
we'll be able to take your ideas, take your comments. If there's an area that you would like us to cover, we'll be able to do a lot more once we know what we're doing.
We're so close.
So close.
So close. Yours is working. You have a viewer.
I
so
have
it's
a
good.
viewer. I don't know who.
If anybody's trying, well, you're not going to be able to see. I was going to say go to Tina's site, but you can't see me. It's okay. It's good though. Okay, so
Yes.
So do we want to maybe just, how about a little bit about you?
Oh, sure.
And then so, so people
Yes.
get to know us a little bit and then they kind of understand why we're doing what we're doing. How
Great
about
idea.
that?
Great idea. About me. About 18 years ago, I decided to stop taking prescription medications. Had a little issue with a prescription that was given to me. Did not know the side effects, and they were terrible side effects. So I swore off all prescriptions and started doing my research. And I really studied organic living, studied a whole different way to eat or to take care of my body and myself. I remember getting completely made fun of because people are like, she even has organic coffee? Really? Totally. But even down to something that, I mean, that's huge in people's lives.
Yeah.
Coffee. And yet coffee beans are so acidic. And I was choosing a coffee bean maybe that wasn't so acidic because of our bodies need the alkalinity. So anyway, 18 years has gone by and I love everything about health. I love, studying it. I love living it. Every decision I make from what I put in my body, including water and nutrition, I base off of knowledge that I have of years and years of research. So that's my story. Jules, what's yours?
Story. My doesn't go as far back as Tina's, admittedly so. However, about 3 years ago, my husband became very ill, and we tried so many things, so many different doctors' offices, so many different kinds of doctors, and some of them helped, and they're super legit, and there's a place for all of that. But for what he was dealing with, it wasn't cutting it for us. And I would have given everything anything to make him well, to get him back to the man he's supposed to be. And lo and behold, at that point, somebody introduced me to these Japanese technologies.
Oh.
And they made a huge difference. I will be forever grateful for finding them. And so now, we have them in our lives. We have them in our home. I bring them with me to my corporate job, if anyone's watching. They're there. We have them in the car with us wherever we're going.
Everywhere.
That's what we have.
Same here. Everywhere.
It's just how we live our life now. And we consistently feel better. And it hasn't been a 180-degree change. It's been a 2 or 3 degree change. So it's something that wasn't frightening. So it was something that I could introduce into the household when he wasn't feeling well.
Same in my
and
household.
not have it be scary. So he was already sleeping, right? So I put a little bit of extra something on the bed to make it feel better. But yeah, so I'm more, I'm newer, I'm younger, I'm more of a novice into getting into all this. Ooh, goodness, excuse us. It's windy here. More of a novice getting into the more organic living and all of that good way of living than Tina is. She's just a little bit more advanced than me. It's okay. Nothing to be ashamed of.
We're still learning
But
every day,
we're
though.
all learning.
I still research every day.
I use Tina as a huge mentor from that perspective, bounce things off her, and just learning, right? So now I'm opening up my eyes. I'm learning more. My whole mindset is, here's the segue, shifting. It's shifting so that we can actually get to the spot where you can see more things and be more awake. And I have a friend who has a company, and you should look this up, called Walking Awake. I mean, could there be a better name? Yeah. You're gonna owe me, no? But she says Walking Awake, and she takes these most incredible photographs out in nature, and because she always sees faces or she sees something in the nature, and it's just because she's walking awake.
Cool.
Isn't that amazing? So
That's
it's
cool.
people are acknowledging it. People are being a part of it, and it's so cool. I'm so happy to be a part of it.
Me too.
Yay.
Me too.
Yeah.
And so the 7 areas that Julie and I see are basically water. We all need water.
Yeah.
And which water you put in your body is huge difference.
Right? Because we're 70% water.
And I read a statistic that actually our brains are 80% water.
It's amazing.
Isn't it? So if you're dehydrated, which I also heard the statistic that most of America is dehydrated. I say America, but I mean, I'm assuming it's the world actually.
Probably. But
Yeah. But, and I think one of the reasons why we're so dehydrated is because we believe that filtered water, Brita, I shouldn't name names, I'm sure, but filtered water, right, reverse osmosis, those waters, or bottled water is great for us and hydrates us,
Right.
which is not the case.
Baloney.
Yep. It is a falsehood that we have been told, like so many other things, i.e. the doctors want you to get better. They don't. They like you sick, and as long as you're sick, then they make money. But bottled water is just that. You were saying earlier, Julie, how many gallons did you read that it takes to make one bottle?
What was 3 gallons? 3 gallons it takes to make one plastic bottle
Right,
for a bottle of water.
Right.
I mean, it's a limited resource, essentially, right?
Right,
It's and for all the pollution and everything that we have, it's a bit of a challenge. And the bottles that they use aren't great for us. They have BPA in them, and so when the bottles get hot or cold, that leaches into the water, and it's made from
Oil. Do you really want oil in your
It's
body?
not good for you.
It's not. It stresses your body out. So basically, you're doing something you think is good for you because you've been told it's good for you.
Right.
And it's actually stressing your body out and making you, I don't want to say sicker, just not healthy.
Right.
Not healthy.
No.
All right.
It's sad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll go
Keep
into
talking.
more.
I'm going to go hit my button because I'm not live.
Oh, is that
That's
so?
okay.
Well,
Keep talking.
and
I'll talk
Steve,
from up there.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Steve sent me a note. He's on.
Which is good. I don't know. Mine says it's live up here, but not over there.
And
Ooh,
Sherry, I don't know if you're on too, but it's great to see you. So basically, that's the first one, water. Next is air.
Oh, maybe it is live.
We breathe it constantly. We are outside in Julie's front yard, and
Sorry.
we get to breathe this beautiful air. Beautiful. And we go inside of our houses, and it's not so nice in there.
No, it's not so good for you.
No. It's actually
Toxins, right? From the carpet fibers in the
the
carpet and the
paint,
glues
the
and
glues.
the EMS from all the electronics we have in our house. It's
The chemicals
it's
we
more,
use to clean our
it's more
house.
toxic in your house than it is outside.
I heard it's 5 times more toxic inside of your house than it ever is outside.
Scary.
Yeah.
And so when it's like peak allergy season
Right now.
or getting warm outside, right? So you close all your windows,
Right.
turn your air on.
Mhm.
You're keeping all of those extra bad toxins in the house with you.
Yeah.
It's scary.
It is.
And and there are things that you can do to help clean your air.
Yep.
Simply.
And we will have a whole,
We'll
like I
talk
said,
about
every one of
that.
these topics, we're going to have
We're gonna
individual
talk about
sessions
it.
about all of these.
It is. It's good.
Yes. Next.
Oh, where we what? We went air. We did water.
Mhm.
With sleep.
Ah, yes.
I mean, I mentioned it already, but sleep. How can you cope if you don't have sleep?
You can't. You
really
absolutely can't.
Excuse me.
I was just teaching some people recently. I was away at an event and we were talking about sleep. And I said, something I learned recently is that when you go into your deepest of REM sleeps, your spinal fluid actually leaves your spine
Flushes your brain.
and it flushes your brain.
I knew that. Yay me.
But not many people do.
No.
So people think it's okay if I don't get into deep sleep. It's okay. But yet all the toxins that are getting up into your brain are not getting flushed out. You know, and I think about, and I don't know if it's connected to Alzheimer's or to dementia.
I'm going to check mine again. I'm
But-
so sorry.
Well, I don't have anything either. So in case you're but
Not? Okay. Mine says it was live, though. Yours says
Oh.
it is live. There's a
mine
difference.
says 000.
But it does say live, though, right? Tina's live.
I'm assuming because I received a note that said that Steve was watching.
Okay,
And
keep going. I'll be right back. I'm
Okay.
so sorry. You were talking
But
about sleep and the
sleep.
spinal fluid, right?
Yes.
And
And
people saying,
how important it is. You know, over in a lot of countries, they view sleep as something that's unnecessary. You're wasting time by sleeping. And they only get maybe 4 or 5 hours a night, which is terrible for you.
I know I can't function on 4 or 5
No,
hours a night.
absolutely
It's
not.
impossible for me.
And think about, you know, what's interesting, if you think about our doctors, most doctors are on shift work, and they get only a couple hours of sleep
Yeah, I
at
don't know how they
night.
do that. I don't know how they cope.
No, Dr. Patino on his Saturday morning call said it was a regular thing where he would fall asleep standing up because he was exhausted. And if you think about it, if you go to the hospital and take a look around at the staff, they are some of the most unhealthy people I've ever seen. And I'm not trying to put them down by any
No,
stretch.
they're
I'm just saying
exhausted.
they're exhausted. They don't eat right. They don't take care of themselves the way that we really should.
Right. So there's also, just tying it back, right? There's easy ways to introduce technologies or different changes so that you're going to bed a little bit earlier or you're getting up a little bit later if that's possible in your life to get better hours of sleep. And then there's things you can put on your bed to help that sleep be of a higher quality. And maybe you don't need as many hours when you're getting a better quality. You still need more than 5.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know I can't function on that.
No.
There have been a couple of nights recently where things have gone on with power outages, blah, 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 and you get a lot less sleep. And holy cow, the next day, not so good. Really?
Yeah.
Not so good.
Yeah. Ooh.
It's crazy.
Yep, let's see. Nutrition, which of course, nutrition is a huge one for us. And just because we have, well, yeah, and water itself is a nutrient. Most people think it's just a beverage. Water is a nutrient that you need to live. You cannot
You
live
can't function.
without water.
No.
Well, function, definitely you can't.
No, but you can't live. You can't sustain life.
Right. But nutrients, I mean, a lot of my blog and Julie's blog too, we talk about different nutrients. We each take, I was counting mine the other day. I think I take 13 different things, which I'm not suggesting that everybody start with 13.
No,
I'm just,
baby steps.
Yeah, baby steps. But someone had asked me, what do you need? And there is a baseline that you need. And, you know, we go into all that, but nutrients and nutrition is massive. And if you're not putting the right things in your body, you can't, your cells can't regenerate and your being can't shift.
You just, everything's off, right?
Uh-huh.
Everything's off. It just, you can't function. If you can't get the water in there and the nutrients to keep your cells alive and whole and healthy, how are you expecting your entirety of your body to function correctly and to be responsive when you need it to be responsive, right? And whether it's in a moment of crisis like say for example, a tree falls on your smart
Oh
card.
my word. A
That's
tree
not
fell on her car
hypothetical.
today.
Everything's fine. However, right, you have to have your body has to be in such a state that you're able to cope with that. Of course, I'm a little exhausted after that, but to be able to have the capacity to cope with that, the wherewithal to have your brain, you know, turning on when you need to, if you have to take some sort of a sharp object to cut branches off a tree and not hurt yourself, right? So if you don't feed yourself properly, you can't get to that point, right? You can't trust your body to react for you.
Right.
Scary.
Definitely. Yep.
So it is. So we've done sleep.
Uh-huh.
We've done water, we've done air, we've done nutrition,
exercise,
exercise.
which a lot of people go, I just don't have the time to go to the gym. And that's understandable. There's many a morning I wake up and I'm like, yeah, the thought of getting up and go to the gym is tough. But now the weather is beautiful. And even if it's you just get up and do even a half hour in the morning and a half hour after dinner, instead of sitting down on the couch or going back to your desk, as a lot of us do, just go for that 30-minute walk. And that's really, I mean, if nothing else, that just gets everything moving and it's good for you.
It is. And I know Fitbits are so popular now and pedometers and all those kinds of things. And it's amazing. I have a very sedentary day job. And when it tracks my movement during the weekday, it's dramatically lower than it is on the weekend when I'm running around, I'm doing chores, I'm going and visiting with people, I'm doing whatever. But to have a solid 8 or 9 hours where my job is a corporate job, so I'm sedentary. I'm truly sedentary. Unless I'm forcing myself out to, you know, get around the building and do whatever. But it's amazing the difference that it makes. Now, so I compensate in other ways, right? I make sure that I'm trying to walk more on my way in and out of work, and I have, as you can see where I live, I try to go around our house more, and our animals are here, so I force myself to get my walks in that way whenever I can. So that's good. So yeah, it's super important. And you know, obviously the gym and yoga is a great way to do things, right? It's not super strenuous, or it doesn't have to be.
Right.
And it helps you kind of ground yourself, right? And center yourself, which is another good segue. You're welcome.
What, just spirituality? Do we want to save that one for last?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So where are we? Sure.
All right. So number 6 is, oh my word.
6 is joy. We
Wait a
said we
minute.
were going to talk about meditation, but we were going to talk about gratitude.
Right.
For
Well,
sure.
that's
It's
part
of spirituality.
Part of
So maybe we're in
spirituality.
spirituality now.
Right. Sleep.
Because you know what? I said let's write it down. He's like, no, we'll remember.
We can completely remember this. Sunlight. Sunlight. How can we forget
Because
sunlight?
it's kind of starting to go down.
Maybe that's
why.
it. That is it.
The sun is setting here shortly. So
Yes. And
that's
the
awesome.
vitamin D that we get in sunlight is actually a hormone. And it comes to when you get sun in the top of your head. The middle of the day, about 20 minutes is basically
And in
what
your
you need.
eyes, right?
Oh, the eyes are huge.
Yeah.
There's a lot of studies that have been done with different colors. When your eye even sees different colors, it actually does different things to your body and helps your body heal in different ways, which is interesting because the color green, that's all around us, is a color of healing. And so when you see a beautiful color green, your body actually reacts to it. Just so cool. So cool.
I also learned recently that the darker your skin, the less deabsorption you'll have naturally.
Really? So us Italians,
Yeah, well, between you and me, you
Yeah.
probably get less. Between me and my husband, for
Right.
example, if you know us, he's Nigerian born, he gets a lot less. So we have to supplement on that. Actually, we both have to supplement because we live in the Northeast.
Yes,
So
which we get
this
the-
is why we're doing it outside, because we don't have many days when there's beautiful light out. So we take whatever advantage we can.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's important, right? You have to acknowledge that and understand it. And being low on D is really hard on your body.
It is.
Again.
And the Northeast you mentioned, we have the least amount of vitamin D of any parts of the U.S., which I thought was interesting. So I've done a lot of studies on vitamin D, and it's an amazing, amazing product, supplement, hormone, vitamin, because it's vitamin D.
Vitamin D, it is
Vitamin
good.
D.
And I also learned recently that just regardless of the brand, right? If you get a good quality supplement, it may work for me and not work for T. it's just our bodies. It's the way your body assimilates it. So we have some things in our home that I know work for me and they don't work for my husband, and vice versa. So you have to shift brands every once in a while and try something else, and like some of the supplements that are out there, just to make sure that you're getting what you need. Just because you're taking it doesn't mean your body's using it.
Wow. Just like bottled water. Just saying.
In, out.
Ever
in,
notice that?
Stress,
Out. That's it.
Thanks for playing, right?
Yeah. So now, spirituality. Absolutely one of my favorites. And we talked about this earlier, about being grateful. And it is really, this is very small shifts, because my husband, as busy as he is, gets up every morning with his cup of coffee. He'll go sit down, and he takes 5 minutes just to center himself, calm down, and be grateful. Grateful for the people in his life, people, you know, everyone that he loves, family, but just to wish them well for the day and think about them in a beautiful way and send them positive energy. And so when people talk about meditating, you do not need to spend a half hour on a couch. I don't do that.
It'd be awesome if you could, though.
Yeah.
I mean, right? If you could, why not?
Hey, but just even taking 5 minutes to be grateful is a positive shift. And
Totally.
yeah, we mentioned earlier intention. You know, thinking through how you want to be and how to show up.
Right.
That's huge.
Yes. So when you approach something, people always ask me, I'm born and bred Canadian. Yay. Woo. Anyhow, one of the changes or the differences that somebody frequently they ask me is, what is the difference that you find here living in the U.S.? And it's certainly not meant to blaspheme in the U.S. at all. But I find that the approach sometimes, when somebody approaches or you're in a shop, they assume, so they're closed down, I guess is what I'm trying to say, rather than being open and kind of having to earn somebody to close down, right? To do something to earn that. And I feel like maybe it's when you're approaching them, they're sensing that, right? So they close down a little bit. And so when I go into a shop or I deal with people in the public, my husband always, why are you looking everybody in the eye? Why are you don't know them? I'm like, well, no, but maybe I should, right? And it's nothing wrong to smile at a stranger just to say hi. For me, I mean, that's how I was brought up. That's where I was brought up. That was just very common. And here I feel like people tend to be a lot more closed off for whatever reason. And so when you approach somebody and you're more open and you're leading with your heart as opposed to leading with anything else, I find that it's reciprocated. You get that back. And I'm learning now in my journey that that's more about intention. I just did that naturally because that's how I was brought up. But a lot of people don't know how to do that naturally. So they have to practice, right? Say hi to a stranger tomorrow. It's not so scary. I mean, just, if you make eye contact with people, because you will, it's not so hard to complete that connection by adding the smile. You don't have to have a full-on conversation with them, although you could, right? There's nothing saying you couldn't.
And a lot of people crave that conversation, because so many of us are, as Julie said, closed off, that when you start to actually have a conversation with somebody, they literally soak it up. Like, somebody's actually talking to me. They're actually caring what I'm saying and talking. We're having a conversation.
Right.
But, so yeah, very important.
It is, yes. It's intention and then gratitude. As T was saying, it's so important. I live here. This is my front yard. I'm super grateful for it. We've cordoned off, so the horses aren't behind us, but I'm so grateful that I have the opportunity to have this property and have my animals here with me, and to be able to have such a life, to be able to have tea up on a Sunday evening, to be able to speak to you guys, to have, all of those things, they all blend together for me to be thankful and to be, to live a life where you're not aware of that and you're not
You're
alert.
Oblivious. Yeah,
right?
just oblivious.
You just have like some sort of a veil over your eyes, so you don't see how wonderful and how fortunate you are. I can't imagine.
And when you're grateful, you raise your vibration, which is another shift that is important. And a lot of people, when I say that word, my husband's gotten used to me. It does scare them. They go, what the heck does she mean, raise my vibration? So I'll give you a really quick example of what that is. And it's part of the way that I teach vibration. So basically, You know that person that when they walk in the room, you're like, oh, please, please, please don't let them come over here to me, because they're
Energy sucker.
Oh, they are an energy sucker. Their energy is so low, and they will do anything to suck your energy so that you raise them up. And we all know those people, and you do your best just to stay away. Okay? But then there's those other people. And I like to equate it to a little kid. Like a 3-year-old, 2-year-old little kid that sees you and just squeals with excitement, and they come running over to you, and they just grab you and they hug you, and that smile is huge, and they are so happy to see you, and you feel so happy that somebody loves you that much that they're just going to run over and just grab on. Kind of like a puppy that wants to lick you in the face all over. It just makes you feel good. That's raising your vibration. And when that person walks in the room, you know it.
You feel it.
You feel it.
You feel it.
And you want that person to come talk to you. And we want you to be that person. You know what I mean? The one that everybody loves when they walk in the room, that it's just, you make them feel good. And that's raising your vibration. And when you can raise the vibration of everyone around you, oh,
Can you imagine? Can you imagine that room?
Amazing. Yeah.
That room where you don't even have to be like, oh, I don't want. Go away. You have, the whole room is filled with people you can't wait to talk to.
Yes.
Can't wait to be, your personal space isn't huge, right? You don't you don't need to feel like you need to put the hula hoop space out so that people aren't in your, I get that way sometimes. There's some people who are so negative, and they come near me, and I feel it's painful sometimes. It drains me almost entirely. And you have to be very cautious of that and be very protective of your own energy and yourself. But when you find those people that are higher vibration, new words for me in the last several years, but you know, I've always felt it when there's certain people, I meet certain people, and they, to me, it always felt like they were lit up from the inside. And I thought, oh, I need to know them. I want to go talk to them. I don't know who they are. I don't know why I want to go talk to them, but we almost always connect. And those are the people that, you know, you could be really right up close to each other and it doesn't freak you out. And I love having those people around. It just makes me feel better.
You make my face hurt.
It's a good
You just very smart vibration. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh my word.
But
you know,
it's good. You can feel it.
you say that about from the inside out. Actually, my tagline on my emails is, I'd like to help you learn to smile from the inside out, or your body to smile from the inside out. Because yes, then a coworker of ours, Edwina, made a comment the other day when I called her, and she said, I just lit up when I saw it was your name calling me. And that made me feel so good.
Cool.
You to make comments like that to people, you feel so good.
It does feel good.
So if that's your intention, I mean, it's work, but after you get used to it, it's almost more work not to be that way. You know what I mean?
To tone it down. To tone it down.
Yeah, I don't know how
hard.
to tone it down.
It's really hard.
Yeah, I don't know.
Gloria says, I don't know how you function in corporate reality.
No.
I don't, it's not me who suffers most of the time. It's everyone else around me.
They don't suffer.
They know, they get used to it. They get used to it. They've gotten used to it.
And lower
my boss, are you watching? I don't know if you're watching, but he's always challenged me. He's like, I don't understand why when people come into conferences with you, they hug you on the way in, and then they hug you on the way out. In the middle, it's not always pleasant in the meeting, right? Sometimes facts are no fun and you have to deal with things and tasks have to get handed out. But on the way out, he's like, I don't get it. You just gave them a ton of work. But on the way out, they hugged you. I'm like, well, but they're people, right? And I know them as people. I see them as people. And this is work. I get it. But you know what? I keep telling him, those people, they're going to work extra, extra hard. Because they want to help. They want to get to the end goal that is my aim, because we're doing it as a team. When it's all delegation and you do it, you do it, you do it, it's the feeling is different. And for me, it's always been a servant leader thing. Do it with me. Let's do it together. Let's figure out how to do this the best way together. And I'll show you how, right?
That's the way we run our business too. We both, with our customers, we really get to know them and figure out together
what works best.
And if this doesn't work, we're going to try something a little bit different.
How about a little shift?
Oh my God.
I think I've said shift many times today.
As long as you make sure you say it correctly. But anyway, it is 8:30 and we promised to keep this to a half hour.
That's it.
So we will see you soon. We'll start putting out, we'll make it a regular time. We don't know if Sunday nights works. If you saw it tonight, or if you didn't see it tonight,
share that.
Yeah. And let us know, would you prefer we try it on a Tuesday night or something?
We're open. We'll do some live. We'll do some pre-recorded.
Oh, we will, definitely.
Right? So that we can get them out and we can post them out and people can have them.
And if
it'll be out here.
And if you see people doing little things, take video. Take a video of yourself.
Ask first.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
If you see people doing things, just ask first.
Unless it's really funny, then send it to America's Funniest Home Videos. Just saying.
Yeah, we don't have that.
Yeah.
But yeah, film it.
Yeah. Or
Find
just
out,
send
right?
us
Or ask them or give testimonials on something that's going on, something that somebody's doing that maybe they weren't doing before.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And we'll do the same.
Sure.
When we see things with or without permission. No. Or if we do something, we'll make sure to get it out also.
Yeah.
And just little hints.
Yeah.
Little something. Did you think about this? Have you thought about trying this? How about you approach someone like this today? Or not take it when they approach you in a way, but try to shift the energy of a situation.
Right. Yeah. Be in the moment, right? Be in yourself. And respond as you truly want to respond. Don't respond based on their energy.
That's true.
That's a
and
hard
their energy
one.
makes them,
But it's a hard one. So I don't want to ramble on about, but that's another good conversation for another day. So
all right.
We're hoping that this actually was live the whole time.
We hope
for
so.
At least one of us. And if not, we'll merge them. We'll do some splicing and some magic after the fact.
Yep.
So
that sounds great.
you. And we want to carry on the conversation with you. So
please
let us know what
chat
you like.
Text. Yes.
All right?
Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Mwah, mwah. Definitely.
We're going to leave.